Chiffon bias tape. First, we want to make our chiffon a little bit more manageable. Start by soaking your pre-washed chiffon in warm water. Measure out 2 teaspoons of unflavored gelatin powder. Add half a cup of boiling water and stir it to dissolve. If you have the odd lump that refuses to dissolve in, then just take it out so it doesn't get stuck to your fabric. Once it's fully dissolved, add 1.5 cups of warm water and then stir that all together. Gently squeeze the warm water out of your chiffons so there's no excess liquid. And then add the two together, making sure the chiffon is fully submerged in the gelatin mixture. And then let it sit for 15 minutes or until fully permeated. Squeeze out the excess gelatin mixture and then lay it out on a flat surface. I put it on a towel flat on my kitchen table. Once it was fully dry the next morning, I hung it up until I had a chance to get to the next step so it was out of the way of the kids. Cutting your strips. Iron your chiffon as you would normally. I used a heat setting of 3 just to be extra safe since I wasn't used to using chiffon. Then cut your strips for the bias tape maker. The first time I cut 1-inch strips, but I had a little bit of difficulty when I was trying to iron it into bias tape. So the next time I upped the width to 1 1/8 inch. And the next step is to sew your strips together. Sew your strips together at a right angle with the right sides together and the wrong sides out. Make sure that the long sides of the strips are on the one side of the seam and the short ends of the strip are on the other. Once you sew it with back stitching, open up your strip, make sure the right sides are up and your seam's on the other side and that there's no holes, and then trim the excess fabric. And then go on to the next set of strips until you have one really long strip coming off the end of your sewing table. Next, we iron the bias tape. Follow the directions with your bias tape maker. I found it easiest to make the tape in sections the width of my ironing surface. So bring the strip through the maker and iron it across to keep it on your single fold bias tape. Double back to the beginning and fold it so you have double-sided bias tape. Iron it flat so it stays, and then go back again and roll it onto a piece of cardboard so it doesn't unfold and it stays in place. And then just keep doing this the width of your surface until you have no more bias strip and it's all double fold bias tape, or single fold if that's what you prefer. It's so nice to have a large wound bias tape that completely matches the fabric of your garment and the weight of it. And then sew it on as you normally do. When you're done, you can rinse out the gelatin, or if the gelatin's not obvious, wait until you have to launder your garment, because who wants to wait? Have a great day and thank you for watching. Also, I recommend that you do pre-test this on a scrap of your fabric first, but I didn't. I just jumped right in because I figured it's an experiment.